Have you ever thought about why your body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius? Why not 40 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius or maybe something else? I mean, what's so special with 37 degrees Celsius? The reason for this comes from the fact that fungi cannot survive at higher temperatures. What that means is, a higher body temperature gives us an advantage over fungal infections. But why stop at 37 degrees Celsius? I mean, why not make your body temperature 60 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Celsius and completely destroy the fungi? But the problem is, to maintain such a huge temperature, you need ridiculous amount of energy. So 37 degrees Celsius is just a balance between two things: avoiding fungal infections and not having to eat a lot of food just to stay alive. But I don't like this idea of maintaining a fixed body temperature because any change in the outside temperature can make your body to become like a refrigerator or a heater. Now, I want you to consider one more scenario. Whenever people climb Mount Everest, they keep a oxygen cylinder with them because any change in the oxygen level can make you feel unconscious. Now, this makes us feel that our body is not designed for high temperature or pressure variations. You may feel why I am saying that because consider this guy. His name is tardigrade and he can live in environment with high temperature, low temperature, high pressure, high radiation, no oxygen, no water and even in vacuum. So, if it is a class of survival, then we are a backbencher of that class and he is the topper of that class. But what's the hidden talent in tardigrades? It turns out that whenever conditions becomes hard to survive in, they transform themselves into a dried compact state called ton. But I would not say it as a real talent because it's like whenever things becomes hard, you just become ton. But I am more interested in their ability to survive in vacuum because they can travel from one planet to another without a spacesuit. But who will send them? Okay, what if one day a large asteroid collide with the Earth and rocks containing tiny tardigrades blast into space and later land on another planets? If those tardigrades survive the journey, then they can spread life from one planet to another. This idea is actually called as Panspermia. Something similar to this happened in 1969 when a meteorite fell near Moshishan in Australia. The meteorite contained 70 different amino acids which are important building blocks for life on Earth because amino acids makes the DNA, the blood, the hair, the skin, everything. The idea of panspermia only tells us that life can move from one planet to another. But we still have one more question: how life can start in a brand new planet? To understand that, let's simplify living creatures. We know that we are mostly made up of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Now, if a planet containing all these basic elements wants to create living creatures, then it needs to make these elements react with each other. And most chemical reactions needs two things. First is water, so that these elements can mix with each other. And second is energy, so that reactions can start. Okay, could you find a place on Earth where all of this stuff is there? Can you see it? It's the deep sea hydrothermal vents. These vents contain mostly all of elements needed to develop life, and energy from hot lava can make these elements react. Okay, all of this is great, but we want to see how living creatures will develop out of it. These basic elements first react to form the amino acids, which ultimately forms the DNA. Now, the DNA has a very special ability, the ability to make copies of itself. This is important because once something can copy itself, small changes can appear in each copy. Some copies may become unstable and break down themselves, and some become better at surviving in their environment. Over time, these better versions will become more common. You can feel this situation very similar to how single cell organisms reproduce. They divide into two, and each new organism competes for survival. Those that survive continue to pass their traits to the next generation. So, at first, it may seem that evolution must have started with the first organism. But evolution actually started before organisms even existed. This process happened not in living cells, but in simple self replicating molecules floating in the ancient oceans. Over millions of years, these molecules may have become enclosed inside simple membranes, forming the first cells. From these early cells, more complex life eventually evolved.